Hello everyone, good evening. I didn't plan on creating a video this late in the day, but my mind is just overflowing with thoughts. Guys. You know, we live every day, one day at a time. At least I do anyways. And I believe that most people do. But still, even though we live one day at a time, or take it one day at a time, we still have a lot of people in our country that is so disconnected with what's going on right now. They're out of touch, okay? I live in a Republican county, okay? We know that Florida is a red state. Some cities and some towns are more hardcore Republican or MAGA than others. And then you have some towns and some counties which are Democratic. But there's this stench. There's a stench in the air of disconnect. We're in a recession. And if we continue this way, we're going to be in a depression. Okay? Our world in our country, okay, we're at a very sensitive time in our lives since World War II. There hasn't been anything that feels this way. Even when we were at war with Iraq, a war that we started, okay? It hasn't been like this. At least, even though I didn't agree with the Iraq war, at least back then, our country was vibrant, it was strong, our military was at its strongest. But today, right now, it's not that way. It's not that way. So, if you guys see something that resonates with you in this video, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and share. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your feedback, and I'll be right back with more.
Anything so complicated.
So anyways, these feelings that I'm getting, I just know that I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. And I can tell you that it's just not Democrats who feel this way. I can't even tell you if all Democrats feel this way. But I feel this way. I feel this way. I see something happening, okay, in the horizon. There's a reason for this to be happening right now, and there's something in the making, okay? Our country is at its weakest point. Despite what Trump wants you to believe. Okay? I know that most of my people I talk with here have common sense. They have common sense. Okay? There's a war on truth right now. You can see it in Trump's cabinets. Okay? With Trump, there's no surprises there. He's running this country worse than he did back in 2016. Okay? He's running this country far worse, more aggressive, more violent, more careless than any president this country has ever had. I'm going to describe to you my feelings concerning this disconnect that I'm feeling, and it's not good. There's a disconnect because our country has always been divided, but it has never been this divided in a long time. In a long time, guys. And when I close my eyes, I don't see good things happening. Okay? I don't see good things happening. The disconnect that I see, it stems from the fact of being so divided. And many people are at such a deep disconnect that they don't see the damage that's been caused. They don't see the destruction that's going on right now in this country. It's doing several things. People are being stripped of their rights right before our eyes, number one. The stripping down of our government is being stripped down to its bones right now. Okay? It's being stripped down. The courts are fighting it, but this devil who we have in office is not backing off. It's not backing off. Okay? If you look at Project 2025, this whole scenario and these feelings I'm getting is exactly what they were after. It's happening like a playbook, step by step by step by step. Okay? They're creating this climate so we could get used to this slowly over the next 4 years. So we could get used to this slowly. I think there's a plan that's in motion that they want to take effect before Trump leaves office. I believe in my heart of hearts, everything's going according to plan, according to Trump and his administration. You can just look at his cabinet, the people that he has in his cabinet. They're not being careless by accident. They're being careless intentionally. They are intentionally wrecking everything. They're giving us hints of where they want to take our country. I believe in my heart they're dismantling from the European Union. You've heard me say this many a times, and you've heard the Democrats say this plenty of times. You've heard the libertarians say this plenty of times. They want to break away from the European Unions, and they want to realign themselves with North Korea. I don't know about Iran. Iran has been threatening us these past few weeks. Okay? They've been threatening us these past few weeks because we're bombing Yemen now. Okay? And That's like an Islamic country. So they're not happy about that. Iran has nuclear capabilities right now. Okay? We have a president who ran on just words and promises that were fake. They were designed and put together so he can get in office. And right behind him, you have his biggest supporter of any supporters of any presidents that we've ever had, Elon Musk, the richest person in the world. He's buying votes. He's buying votes. He's paying people up to $1 million to assemble these protests in these town halls so Musk can go and do his speeches and entice people to go out and support Trump. Do you think that if Trump was such a great president, do you think that he has to lean on a person like Musk to buy people? What has this world come to? What has this world come to? We are headed towards the precipice. We're going off the cliff. Okay? They're saying that we haven't had a world war since World War II, since 1940s. That we're due for another world war by between 2030 to 35. But some experts are saying that it could happen before that. It can happen before that. Okay? Some of the signs that I see when I close my mind and my eyes is this. When most wars happened, it started as economical wars, trade wars, tariffs. World War I and World War II. This person that we see as a president is following that path. Okay? He's aligning with the most powerful countries. We are a powerful nation. Russia is still a very viable, powerful nation. China is dangerous. It's dangerous. They now have a far more economical, stable economy than any country right now. And we're imposing 50% tariffs on them. This is not good. What do you think when the Chinese president sees Donald Trump imposing tariffs on our friend countries? What do you think he's going to do? When he sees Trump threatening Greenland, threatening Canada, turning our back up against Mexico, what do you think China's going to do? China is going to feel empowered. They were already empowered. What they're saying is, if a world superpower is threatening another country to take it for its minerals, like Greenland, what do you think they're going to do with Taiwan? And if they do something with Taiwan, do you think Russia or America is going to step in? Why should Russia or America step in if China decides to attack Taiwan? They see how we're treating Ukrainian people and Ukraine. That's like a ticket. We're telling them, go ahead and annex Taiwan. Make that part of your country. Attack them. That's what's happening. This country is at its weakest moment in history. Okay? A week and a half ago, when top secret information was leaked out on Signal chat rooms, we had hundreds and hundreds of military people retire. Some of the military people that left or retired was the Air Force. Can you blame them? Does this mean that they're turning their backs against our country that they swore to protect? They're realizing that this president and his administration do not care about them. They may feel like they're being hung out to dry. They flew into Yemen to bomb, not with stealth aircraft. Some of them went there on F-16s and F-15s. Okay? Those jets can be seen by the radars. They felt like their lives were put on the line. And then you have this government lying. President Trump's cabinet lying and defending what happened. It's a war on truth. Why do you think his cabinet is forced to lie that Ukraine was the one that advanced on Russia? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? These members of his cabinet, were they so desperate to hold a high position in government that they turned our backs on us? We need to let them know that we're not as stupid, we're not as desperate as they are. When they lied, when they were asked what country attacked who, they should be able to stand up with their chin up and say, Russia attacked Ukraine. They went in there with their tanks and their soldiers. That country is almost disseminated. It's almost non-existent. What kind of person is running Russia? A cold-blooded criminal. A cold-blooded criminal who doesn't care if children and women and people, innocent people, die. But you know what? President Trump is no different. Is no different. That's all I want to say. That I'm getting this feeling in my heart, and when I close my eyes, I don't see the next 4 years happening very good. Okay? And I'm hoping and I'm praying that we don't go to a World War III. But people are worried. Okay? When you're so disconnected, you don't see the things that's happening. There was this comparison that someone did one time, and they said, you know, if you get a frog and put a frog in a cold pot of water and turn on the heat slowly, that frog will stay in there until it's too late and it will die. But if you put a frog directly into hot water, that frog will jump right out. Okay? I'm afraid that this world is so disconnected and so divided, and politicians have done such a great job in dividing us. We're further divided now. If we don't band together as one and turn against this rogue government that's doing things that people never thought possible, that never thought that America would just turn around and screw other countries that stuck by us these past 50 years or more. What did Canada do to us? What did Greenland do to us? What did Mexico do to us? Nothing. Nothing. I hope you guys could just understand what's going through my mind. We got people who are sleeping like that frog that's boiling slowly, because that's what's happening right now in this country.